How did lying snowball into you getting your dream job? I stumbled into the wrong room trying to get freaky on Skype with my girlfriend and ended up in Hollywood. Back in 2012, I was this broke community college student who just arrived in Los Angeles from Nigeria. My bank account had maybe $40, and that was supposed to last me until my next shift at the campus bookstore. I couldn't afford a laptop or even a decent phone plan, so the only way I could talk to my girlfriend Ayo back home was through the college library computers. We'd been emailing for weeks, but she kept asking when we could actually see each other's faces and have a real conversation. The main computer lab was always packed with students playing games or watching YouTube videos. Zero privacy for anything personal, let alone the kind of conversation Ayo was hinting at in her last email. She'd bought new lingerie specifically for our call and kept mentioning how her roommate would be gone all weekend. I needed to find somewhere private fast. I spent a whole afternoon doing reconnaissance around the library like some kind of spy. The second floor had study rooms, but they were all glass walls. The basement had old computers but no webcams. Then on the third floor I found it. A conference room with solid walls and a single desktop computer in the corner. The door even had a lock. Perfect. The time difference meant I had to be there at 7 in the morning. Ayo would be up and ready for me in Lagos, and we'd finally have our moment after 2 months apart. I barely slept that night thinking about seeing her face and hearing her voice. I got to the library right when it opened and headed straight for the conference room with my headphones ready. I was so focused on that computer in the corner that I didn't notice the room was already occupied until I was halfway inside. About 20 people were standing around in athletic gear doing stretches. Some guy was setting up crash mats in the middle of the room. They all turned to look at me standing there in my basketball shorts and old t-shirt while they wore professional athletic wear. My first instinct was to run, but then this muscular white guy with a clipboard smiled at me. "You're late, but that's okay. We're just getting started," he said, handing me a liability waiver. "I'm Austin, the stunt coordinator. You must be one of the extras they sent over." My brain completely froze. In Nigeria, you didn't just walk out of a room when someone was talking to you. Every American movie I'd watched showed people in auditions being super serious about their craft. I had no idea what the protocol was for accidentally crashing one, so I signed the waiver with a fake name. Austin started explaining they were casting stunt doubles for a new action movie filming nearby. The lead actor was British and about my height and build, so they needed someone who could match his physicality. They were specifically looking for people comfortable with heights and basic parkour. My phone was buzzing in my pocket with messages from Ayo wondering where I was. I wanted to disappear. "All right, let's see what you got," Austin said, pointing to the crash mats. "Just run and do a simple front flip, nothing fancy." Here's the thing about growing up in Lagos. Every kid learns to climb walls and jump between buildings because half the time, that's the fastest way to get anywhere. I'd been doing flips off my uncle's roof since I was 12, so when Austin asked for a front flip, I just did it without thinking. Then I did a backflip, then a wall run up the conference room wall because I was nervous, and showing off is what I did when I was nervous. The room went quiet. Austin's assistant started whispering to him and pointing at me. This woman with a camera had been recording the whole thing. Austin walked over with this huge grin on his face. "Where'd you train?" he asked. I panicked and said the first thing that came to mind. Nigeria. Turns out that was the perfect answer. Austin started going on about how African stunt performers were underrepresented in Hollywood and how authentic movement was exactly what they needed. He asked me to do more moves. I did every trick I knew from childhood, including this thing where I'd jump between walls and narrow alleys. Austin was practically dancing with excitement. By the end of the session, I'd somehow become the main stunt double for the British lead. Austin said my raw, authentic style was exactly what the director wanted. When he asked about my availability, I should have mentioned my class schedule and part-time job, but instead I just nodded. The pay was $800 a day. That was more money than I'd make in 2 months at the bookstore. I finally escaped and ran to email Ayo from a regular computer. She was hurt and confused about me standing her up. I tried explaining, but how could I tell her I'd accidentally become a stunt double because I was too awkward to admit I'd walked into the wrong room? She didn't believe me until weeks later when I sent her photos from set. The crazy part is I was actually good at it, and I did eventually get to video call Ayo properly to bust that nut, but from my trailer on a movie set.